today marks a very special anniversary for Bitcoin. On this day last year, Bitcoin hit an all-time high, almost reaching $20,000. The frenzy paved the way to some very, very bold calls that it seemed like everyone wanted to get in on the crypto craze.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000 at the end of the 2018. It really easily could.
These calls are a bet that if it's volatile to the upside, we could easily see over $50,000 next year.
50,000 by the end of the year.
I think Bitcoin still has really bright prospects. I mean, we think it's going to be at least 20,000 by middle of this year.
Are you sticking by that forecast?
Yes, Bitcoin, let's say we think can reach 25,000. It doesn't require Bitcoin to go up every day till the end of the year. You know, we still think Bitcoin can reach 25,000 by the end of the year.
In terms of institutional participation, though, we need to see institutions participate in the underlying for your forecast of 50K to hit in the next year?
I don't think so. I think that there will be a natural trickle down from the derivatives products into the underlying.
Here we are, a year later. Bitcoin has plunged about 82% from that all-time high. Now sits just over 3,000. Our next guest says that even though he was wrong about 50,000 Bitcoin, $50,000 a Bitcoin, he will be right about a Bitcoin comeback next year. Spencer Bogart is a partner at Blockchain Capital. Spencer, what a year it's been. I mean, we started the year with you saying $50,000. Are you going to venture with a forecast now?
Look, in general, at Blockchain Capital, we're long-term venture investors, so we're not really doing short-term price targets. Could Bitcoin go to 50,000? Absolutely. It doesn't have the same kind of price to earnings, enterprise value to revenue that normally puts kind of an upper bound or a ceiling on the typical kind of early stage technology company. So with Bitcoin, I mean, absolutely it can go that high. How long will it take? I'm not sure.
What was faulty about that run to 20,000? I mean, at the time, it seemed like every Bitcoin bull said that that was fine and it was only going to go higher. I feel like we can't believe the bull case from here unless we understand what was wrong about that thesis that brought it to 20,000.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with the thesis. The problem is just that up until very recently, Bitcoin has been a market that's almost entirely driven by retail, which is very unique. And what does that mean? Well, it means that in bull markets, we go a little bit too high, and in bear markets, we go too low. So that's where we are right now. The reality is that the fundamentals have not changed. I mean, 2018 has been a fantastic year for Bitcoin. Ignore the price. I mean, underline it, the technology. This is the first year that we started to move to scale Bitcoin with the Lightning Network, where you can transact extremely quickly and extremely cheaply. And meanwhile, the institutionalization of the asset class and the ecosystem itself are really only getting stronger. I mean, we've seen endowments like Yale, Harvard, and MIT move into the space. We've seen NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange's sister company Bakkt start to move into the space with Bitcoin derivatives. We've seen qualified custodians move into the space. And lastly, I think probably the most encouraging thing is the quality of the talent that we're seeing entering the space. I mean, if you talk to young people, this has captured their imagination, and a lot of the best and the brightest are saying, I want to go work on Bitcoin.
A lot of people got burned in this, Spencer, and you said that the trade was driven largely by retail investors. Do you need the retail investor to rebound off this low? And do you think we've seen the lows for Bitcoin for this, I don't want to say this year, but going forward? I mean, do you think we'll look back and say that was the low, that was your buying opportunity?
Look, I think it's a great buying opportunity right now. Could we go lower? Absolutely. I think anywhere between here and 2,000 or 1,000 is just a fantastic buying opportunity. I think when we look back 24 months from now, even 12 months from now, we're going to say, why didn't I buy then?
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's not why did I buy then, as we are here sitting a year later. Spencer, it's always great to speak with you. Thank you. Spencer Bogart. Just quickly about Bitcoin, Dan.
So I think there's a couple things.
Learned,
obviously, Bitcoin was the first major use case that was popularized with blockchain technology, and I think there's obviously going to be peaks and troughs in this sort of thing. So, as far as I'm concerned, could it go much lower? Yeah, I don't know if it's capitulated just yet. I know this last month kind of felt like it, but I'd watch the money, I'd follow the ecosystem, I'd follow the VCs. There is a lot of very smart money chasing the ecosystem right now.